With
Yeah, so this will just be a short call. As I said, what we hope people to do, there's two videos that we have. We have a video promoting the course and the content of the course, and we also have a video of participants from the last course speaking about their experience on the course. And those two videos are linked in the newsletter that I sent, where you got this link. So you should definitely particularly watch the one of the people who did the last course talking about their experiences, because it was a really, really fantastic course. So the structure of the new course is, because the videos are already done, we recorded them all, so it's still 12 lectures. It's 2 lectures a week. It starts on the 31st of January. And what it is that we don't just want people watching the lectures on their own and then just moving on to the next lecture. We actually want to be sure that they understand the content of the lectures and get a chance to interact with one of the doctors and ask any questions that they have, and the doctor can go through the essential points of the 2 lectures. So Dr. Chitelli is going to take this course, and what it is that on the 31st, I think it's a Tuesday, Chitelli, isn't it?
31st of January.
Yeah, it's a Tuesday night, isn't it? Yeah.
Tuesday.
So every Tuesday for 5 weeks, you'll go on and you'll be sent 2 videos, and you'll be sent all of the homework and the lecture notes and the slides and all of that stuff. And the idea is that you watch the 2 lectures during the week in your own time, whenever you want. Okay, you'll just have access to the videos, and then on the Tuesday night at 7 o'clock, you'll join in on a Zoom call with Dr. Chitelli, and you'll have a Q&A, and the main points will be given out so that you understand everything. And then you'll watch another 2 the next week. And then again, the next Tuesday night at 7 o'clock, you'll meet with Dr. Chitelli again. And then we'll have a weekend in Dublin. I think it's the 3rd and 4th of March, but it's on the email anyway. And the venue for that is not decided yet, because we need to know the exact numbers that we're going to get. So that venue will be decided. Oh, I see my videos after going. Sorry.
Your video is gone.
Yeah, that venue will be decided a bit closer to the time, but it will be somewhere in Dublin. It'll definitely be in Dublin, and hopefully very close to as close to the airport as we can make it for people coming in from the UK, you know. So and then we've condensed the practical part just to 2 days. So within the 2 days, we'll cover all the things that we'll cover all the topics, but we'll cover the main topics that we feel were the most important in those 2 days, you know. So basically, that's it really, you know. So it's just a matter if anybody has any questions that they want to ask about the course. That's basically it. You can just stick your questions into the chat box there. I see Regina is online and she's done the course, so you can feel free to ask her a question as well, or if there's any questions you want to ask me or ask the doctors, then just go ahead and ask them if there's anything anybody wants to know.
Brennan is here.
Okay. Hi, Don.
Hi, Noel. Hi, Tracy. Hi, Regina. How are you?
Hello. Good evening.
I see Greta O'Connor here as well. Lovely to see you, Greta.
Oh, I see.
So, what's the format, Noel?
The format is, Don, it's just that we've already sent out the 2 videos, so people have the videos of the participants speaking about the course, and they also have the video of what the course is all about, the content of the course. So the format is very simple. It's going to be a very quick call. It's just if anybody has any questions, basically, if anybody has not decided or is not fully sure that they want to do it, or they're unclear about anything to do with the course, I've gone through what the structure of the course is. As you know, the lectures are already recorded, so we send 2 lectures a week. People go through those lectures in their own time, and then they meet up with Dr. Chitelli, and maybe some of the other doctors may come on at times as well, and they have a Q&A, and they go through the content of the lectures just to make sure that everybody fully understands what's being spoken about, and you know, they get their questions answered. And then they get another 2 lectures the next week, and then the same thing the next Tuesday night, they meet Dr. Chitelli again. Also, if you can't come on one of the Tuesday nights, those particular calls will be recorded as well, and we'll put them up on YouTube so that if people miss a Tuesday night, they can go online. And really, Dr. Chitelli will be our main contact for this course. So, you know, if you have questions that you need to ask outside of the outside of the course itself, you can just drop an email to Dr. Chitelli on any particular topic or something that may have come up in the video, and she'll be able to answer that. But I mean, the main idea is that if you can at all, you come along on the course itself, on the days of the course itself, you know. So silly question, did you say it's a recognizable qualification? Where and what can I practice? Mary, the 500-hour course is a recognizable qualification, and it's recognized by the Ayurveda Center. But the thing is that we have sent the curriculum of that course to several insurance companies, both in the UK and Ireland, and they have agreed that when people complete that to our satisfaction, that they can operate as Ayurvedic lifestyle practitioners. So you can operate wherever you want. That's completely up to you. But that's the 500-hour course. It's not this. This is the first section of that 500-hour course. We don't give out any certification for this course. It's just a course that you do, and it's for self-knowledge, Ayurveda for self-knowledge, because the first thing you got to do if you're going to be helping other people with health issues is you got to be able to look after your own health. You've got to know how to maintain your own dynamism and health. So that's what this course is all about. It's how to live in tune with nature. It's looking at all the different things about digestion and lifestyle and seasonal routines and daily routines and sleep and meditation and yoga and pranayama, all of these different things, all the different cleaning techniques that we use for the mouth and the nasal passages. All of these things will be taught to you. And the idea is that you then put them into practice in your own life. Into your daily practice, and then you move on to the second part of the course, and then the third part of the course as well. But it's the 500-hour course that will give you the qualification, you know. So actually there are some questions in.
Yeah.
Will we have understanding how to balance our own lives by the end of the course?
Oh, yes.
No.
Even Laura has asked, will the Q&A through chat box or we can interact? So we can interact during that time, even chat box and interaction.
Yeah, it depends. The interaction, leaving that open depends on the numbers. I can tell you, if you have too many people on a call and you unmute everybody, it's just complete chaos, because there's TVs in the background and radios in the background, and it's very, very hard to get that right. But if you have a small number of people, it's quite feasible to do that. So that'll be up to Dr. Chitelli, but I would imagine that the numbers will be okay, so that you can have
But the reason that the course was structured as it is in order to give everybody the opportunity of the personal connection, and that's why there were practical weekends. I'm not sure if you're making the videos of the practical weekends available, Noel, to people who do this course, but certainly the practical weekends really does very, significantly fulfill that, and it's quite powerful. I think what I'd say about this course is that, we really ought to consider the degree to which we take care of our health. The truth in the matter of our current status with NHS in the UK, HSE in Ireland, almost at the edge of collapse because of the incapacity to cope with the total avalanche of illness. And this avalanche is totally unnecessary. If people only took care of themselves, there would be vastly less health issues and health problems for these agencies to deal with. But it's the fact that everybody takes their health for granted. And, those who come to Ayurveda often wisely state they didn't realize how hard they should be working in order to have good health. But what's lacking is people don't recognize what they have to do. They don't know themselves. And because they don't know themselves and their own specific natures and their own particular needs, how can they take care of themselves? And this is the great need for Ayurveda and the great timely availability of this ancient, time-tested, evidence-based approach to health. You can take total confidence because of the reality of its antiquity and its current validation by scientific research. You're not wasting your time doing this course. You're enhancing your possibilities for a joyful, healthy, energized life. You know, a little bit of self-care goes an awful long way. Now, I mean, if you then conclude that Ayurveda, because of your own experience of it and your own interest in it, has value for you, all you really want to know is this course worthwhile? Is the course of any particular standard? The course was designed to enable people to implement not just the understanding, but the practical applications for themselves, what they need to do. And so it's very carefully structured to give you not just the understanding, but the motivation and the encouragement to introduce bit by bit the various strategies as we go through the course. Now, the course also is very jam-packed full of knowledge. And there were a lot of comments last time around. People didn't realize that there would be so much in each lecture. But I want you to know there's a lot in each lecture because I want you to relax and not to feel you have to actually know it all and you have to learn everything in every lecture. I want you to just take it easy and enjoy it because, again, the structure of the course is such that everything is repeated again and again and again. But each time it's repeated, you hear it from a different perspective, from another point of view. And the outcome of sitting relaxed and just floating with the lectures. And even if you feel it's a bit too much, just relaxing, because you know by the end of the course, you'll have a structure of a very holistic perspective, which has a lot of detail in it. You'll be very knowledgeable about Ayurveda. So it was structured to empower you, both by the knowledge and by the motivation of that knowledge and by the practical tips to get you practically using this knowledge. And by the weekend courses where you have ample opportunity to get into discussions with the Vaidya's, the great experts, and to meet other souls on the same wonderful path to their own better health and to enhancing others' health in the family, or if it is that you want to go on to do the practical course. This is the first 100 hours. The second 100 hours is coming up in a course about nutrition and digestion, which is such a fundamental and important. So that'll be another major section. And then in the autumn, there will be 300 hours of training as to how do you assess others and integrate this knowledge and help them in their lives. So that will be for those who have more ambition to help others. But, you know, if you're interested in helping yourself, for God's sake, I think this course is really valid, valuable, and enjoyable. And I think you'll really be glad as a life-changing event if you do it.
Oh, yes. What time
Okay.
did you put it on it?
Oh, sorry.
I'm asking you, what time did you put it on?
Okay, I'm just going to mute everyone again because
Meet
we have,
over there.
yeah. Okay, so everyone's muted again. So Dr. Brennan, you can unmute yourself, and Dr. Tritelli, you could unmute yourself as well. So thanks very much, Don, for that explanation. And actually, that was one of the comments that did come up, that people said they didn't realize how much information there was in the lectures. But you do have access to the lectures for quite a while. You'll have access to the lectures for at least 6 months, maybe longer. So, you don't have to panic about getting through them. You can go through them then again in your own time as well. And Mary Byrne says, so can I use the 500-hour course in AUS, etc.? Now, I don't know if AUS refers to Australia or Austria or where it refers to, but I can't say that that's the case, Mary. We've only spoken to insurance companies in Ireland and the UK, and they have both said that the content of the course is enough to cover people for practicing as a lifestyle coach in Ireland or the UK. They haven't said any other country. Do we affiliate with any organization? No.
No. Sorry. I think just as a little addendum to that question, that you have negotiated with the Maharishi Ayurveda organization internationally that people who do this 500-hour course will be accepted as practitioners to go on to a university course, a structured on a part-time basis over a year, which gives them a university qualification also. So that's
Yeah.
a possibility for some people who are more ambitious.
Absolutely, people should do that, but whether that'll still, I mean, the laws around practicing Ayurveda in different countries are very, very different. So I can't say yes to that question, Mary. I don't know the answer to that. I don't know where you're referring to, firstly, but I'm not too sure. Even if you had the university, some countries you just can't practice alternative treatments anyway, no matter what you do, so you'd have to look into that for that particular individual country. And you said this 300 is the first phase to 500. Well, this course is just 100, Mary. It's not 300, so it's the first it's the first phase of it's the first 100 of the 500. Janice Farrell puts in a nice Ayurveda is amazing, and I followed it as well as my dad, who was Parkinson, has been working with Raj for many years now, so that's good to know.
And Janice also says she did the first 7 lecture course and found it brilliant. I think this course is a lot better than that one, actually. And she said she needs to go back to Ayurvedic way again. That's exactly what this course is about, Janice. So on the ball.
Yeah.
No, I'd love to hear Jean has to say as well. Bring Regina in at some point.
Yeah, no problem. We can bring Regina in now. Go ahead, Regina.
She's a star. She's our star pupil. She's on mute.
Hi.
Oh, yeah, great.
Hi, Regina.
Hi, Regina.
Hi. Am I unmuted?
Yeah, you're unmuted.
Oh, good. Yeah. Hi. Yeah. Yeah. The self-care course is definitely what you want to do to cement any knowledge you have of Ayurveda or to get yourself well. Yeah, I've absolutely loved it. I'm still loving it, and I've brought it home to my life. Yeah. So feel free to ask me any questions. I'm quite happy to try and answer.
I think that's wonderful because people don't believe us. We run the Bloomwood course, but they might believe you.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. Yeah. I mean, I did several of the courses through COVID, and I've been slowly introducing Ayurveda over these years into my life to get well, because I was very unwell for a little while. And I'm blooming. That's why I feel as though I'm really starting to bloom now. I'm loving it, and just can't get enough Ayurveda into my life to keep the joy and the happiness and the health I have now that I've got through it, and just to keep going. And it's a way of life for me now, an absolute way of life for me. And even my husband, who's really, really difficult to convince on anything, is starting to. He asked me to put him through a cleanse over the last few weeks because he's had virus after virus after virus, and so I had enough herbs and things left to do the pitta cleanse with him, and he's feeling so much better. It works. It definitely works. It's the way of life. It's amazing knowledge that you just start living.
It's unfortunate, Regina, isn't it, that it takes an awful lot of illness sometimes for people to wake up to the fact that they can be healthy if they take care of themselves.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah.
That's really lovely to know, Regina. Thank you for.
Yes, and I'll get my essay to all doctors. I'm sorry, I don't have my laptop getting copies sent out, but my essay, you get a copy of that, Dr. Chitali.
Yeah. And yeah, so now there are questions coming up. Ursula has asked about can she do the coach course, and she needs to secure money. Yeah, but to do the health coach 500 hours course, so you need to complete the self-care course and then the dietetic course, and then you can jump into the third course. So that's how you have to follow the courses. You can opt for any one of the courses is also fine. So Mary has asked, can one do just 100 hours course only? So yes, you can do just one course for yourself. Yeah, that's pretty good. And homework was mentioned. Yeah, what does that consist of? So we will be giving you a summary notes initially to know how the course will flow, and later after each lecture there will be a small homework it will be for the self-care. So it is designed very nicely and it's very easy. It's not very, you don't have to like worry about that homework, but it is just to implement that Ayurveda knowledge into yourself, and that's how you're going to go ahead. Yeah, Dr. Brennan, do you want to add anything else?
Absolutely, it's nicely said there, Chitrali. You see, the homework is not so that we make you suffer. The homework is actually an opportunity for you to think about and to see how you could start integrating some of the suggestions. Now, their homework, and then at the end of the course, we ask people to do an essay, but. You don't have to do any of it. Take it easy. You see, the course has to be structured to be very informative and to be a basis for going on to further study Ayurveda, to become proficient enough to give health advices to others. So we have to structure this course because it's part of a training for some people, such that they are seen to have a certain standard and fulfill criteria you would want to show to validate any qualification. So in other words, we structured the course for that training, but those who are doing that training should do the homework and should write the essay at the end. And those who are not interested in sort of becoming advisors to others on their health, if you're only doing it for your own well-being, of course you don't have to do the questionnaires, you don't have to do the essay, but they're there because they're there in that they might also help you, if you want to have a look at them, to start thinking, how am I going to get this into my life? Okay, so just be very easy. If you're doing this course for self-care, do it for fun and enjoy it. And don't start to get worried that you don't understand something or that there's too much information in a lecture. You can always listen to the lecture again and again and again for the next year if you want to. And if you don't want to, you don't ever have to. You're the boss. You're doing this course for your own joy, for your own interest, for your own fulfillment.
Yeah, and that's Carmel's question there. Is there an exam at the end of the course? There is no exam at the end of this course, but, you know, we do ask people to, if they, you know, as Dr. Brennan says, people who are going on to be lifestyle coaches, we do ask them to write an essay, you know, just about their experiences, so we can get an idea of how well they're integrating the thing in. But it's not obligatory. You don't have to write the essay, you know. Yeah, and the same with any of the homework. It's not obligatory, but you know, the people who are going on to be lifestyle coaches, it's a bigger thing. So, you know, we've got to be, because you're taking on a much bigger responsibility, you know, when you're dealing with other people's health. Dealing with your own health is one thing, and looking after yourself, which is the number one thing you should be doing anyway. But when you take the responsibility on of looking after other people and giving advice to other people, then you have to be trained properly in order to do that, and you have to be competent to do it. And we have to be, before we give that certification out, we have to be happy that you are competent to do that. So that's why we have those little things, you know. There are some books that need to be read as well, and you know,
that did not need, but for those who are going ahead need, for those who are doing it for themselves, we would recommend.
Yeah, that they read some books, but we can send a list of them out, you know. So
can I just read one or two quotes, like from people who did the course? Because one person wrote back at the end of the course, very sweetly. We didn't ask for these, but they were very nice. All the lectures were clear and very informative and beautifully presented, and everyone made an enormous effort to make sure the repetition was apparent and that the learning was stress-free. The weekend practical was excellent and very informative and fun. I was grateful. I was so grateful that I was able to join the course. Noel's administration of the course is exemplary. He has certainly done excellent work in keeping the lectures flowing and into my inbox, as well as making sure that I had all the lectures that I missed in the early part of the course. There you are now. Kudos to Noel. So that was one person's report. Another person wrote an email. I was so impressed with the course that it's not easy to put into words. As part of my yoga training, we do Ayurveda courses, but I cannot compare them with your course. My first yoga class converted me to a yoga teacher. to become a yoga teacher soon. And similarly, I was always very curious about Ayurveda, but you and all the others, doctors and Noel, made me fall in love with it. You prepared it in such a beautiful, creative, very interesting way that even if it were not practical sessions over the weekends, this course is so much practical in itself. So just a flavor of the sort of things people were writing to us, which were very uplifting for us. But you know, I would also say that, you know, the quality of the work and the quality of the presentations by the three Vajas just brought out brilliantly the depth of their insight and their wisdom, and as well as their wonderful compassion. So I loved it, loved doing it. It was fun for us. So I'm ruling the roost. I should shut up and let Noel take over.
Yeah, no. I mean, there's nothing more to talk about, really. I mean, it's just people have the two videos there. They can look at them. Just if you're thinking of doing it, you know, the 31st is not that far away. You have 2 lectures to receive in the meantime. You can pay either the €300 with the one link, or you can pay 3 €100, and the final payment, the whole 300, would have to be paid before the practical weekend, which is the beginning of March. So you would have until March to pay all of that, you know. Yeah, and that's it. I don't think there's any need for us to stay on too long. I mean, you have the videos there, you know what it is. The questions have come in. I mean, it's all very, very straightforward. It's a great course. It's just a matter of deciding if you want to do it or not. It will go ahead. We have the numbers to do it even as we speak, but obviously we want more people if we can get them. And the venue for the practical weekend is not decided, but we will give that information to people as soon as we know the exact numbers, you know. And that's
in answer to Janice's Farrell's comment, I'm afraid, Janice, we can't guarantee that you'll be able to influence your husband after the course.
yeah.
That takes a lot of work.
Yeah.
Oh, I can imagine. Well, Regina managed it though.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, if I can manage it, yeah. My
Okay.
husband was a hard nut to crack.
Yeah. Well, actually, the best way to influence people with Ayurveda is to say nothing and just let them see the changes in you. It's the same. Same with transcendental meditation. You don't have to waste your breath trying to change people. Just do nothing, and just they see the changes in you, and they get impressed by the changes in you, and then they just want some of that. If you're radiating happiness and health and everything like that, who doesn't want that, you know? And you don't have to become a preacher of anything. You just live your life in a happier, healthier way, and they see that and they say, okay, that's working for her. Why wouldn't it work for me, you know? So it's as simple as that, really, you know. Okay, that's great. Jacinta is on. Jacinta, you're already booked in anyway, so I'll get the first of those lectures out or the first 2 lectures out in the next week or so with the notes and all that sort of stuff. And Dr. Citelli will forward on the link for this first Zoom meeting. So if you want to do it, just book in. And yeah, that's it. We're going to have a Zoom call on our we had a Q&A last night, which was fantastic, absolutely fantastic. I've sent out the link to that so you can review that. There was a lot of information on that, and we'll have another Q&A pretty soon. And we're also going to have a webinar on our second course that'll be starting in March, which is the diet and nutrition, which again anybody can do. You don't have to have done the first course. It's but we won't even talk about that tonight. We've enough to talk about. We'll talk about that on the next webinar. So that's it, everybody. That's great. Thanks a million for coming on. I hope it's inspired some of you that are thinking about it to do it. Just go ahead and book it. It's a great course, and you'll be seeing Dr. Citelli on the 31st if you do book it, you know. So thank you very much. Namaskar.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you very much, everybody. Yep. Okay. See you, Greta. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.
Bye. Stay warm.
Bye-bye.